What's up, guys? It's been a month since I filmed anything. Yeah, I've been working on stuff for Etsy. So I took a break from making videos to focus on Etsy and eBay and making stuff, trying to get listings up. I got some stuff, not nearly as much as I wanted to, but I got some stuff. But today's video on the placard, we are making a so let me step back. So I do cosplay, military models and dioramas, model railroading. Every once in a while I gotta fix a some sort of an electronic piece and everything. So soldering is a big part of that and everything. And I'm tired of reaching around my work area to get all the stuff I need to do soldering. So I don't want to bring up, well, I don't mean to keep bringing up, but Adam Savage had one of these. He's got two of them now. He's on Mark 2. I'm doing Mark 1. This is not going to be anything pretty, probably. It's just going to be a, get everything into one area. And like I said, that's why this is Mark 1. I might remake it later. I don't know. But let me turn you guys around here and show you what we're working with. So this here, So this here is all the stuff I'm going to be putting on this piece and everything. There you go. I'm sorry if you guys can't see everything. Let me back this up some. There you go. Okay, so works battery to power my work soldering iron, which I love this little soldering iron. It's awesome. Links for all this in the description, guys. I'm not getting paid for it, but I'm trying to put links in the description so you guys can go find it yourself. Awesome kit and everything. This is the maker's kit that Works put out, but that's what that is. I'm sorry. So the idea is kind of like this. That's gonna live there. These are all off-cut pieces from projects I was doing over the month and everything, trying to make stuff, and I was just like, I can use that for this. So you've got soldering iron here. Solder, I've got some desolder coming that will live here. I might take this off altogether. Liquid flux, regular flux, then you've got a blowtorch there for whatever. So that's gonna live kind of like here. I'm thinking of canting it down a little bit, but I don't know yet. I'm gotta see about that. So you got that. That's gonna be one level. Let me lay this down. Okay, there's that. First level, second level, and then there's going to be an upright here. Can't see, I'm sorry. There's going to be an upright that comes up. It's going to have a handhold. And then, so I can pick this whole thing up and move it around. There's going to be a box down here to hold the battery and everything in place. And then upright's going to come up. On the back side of the upright, I'm going to have what I have here with the solder. I might make something, I'm not sure yet. Like I said, this is Mark 1. And all that is C hooks. Yeah. And there's going to be a piece of thread rod going through, and that's going to hold these guys. These are my wire strippers that I use the most of. This is the one I use the most of right now. Adam Savage put me onto these, so I found them. This one I got from work, and then this one was from when I was in school and everything. I am not an electrician in any way, guys, but let me turn around here. I know enough to make a circuit, and I have plenty of books and plenty of other guys that are electricians, so I call on them for help and everything. So yeah. I don't use Arduinos or circuit boards really, guys. It's literally battery to a switch, to a light, or to a fan or something, comes back around. It's a circuit. I might have capacitor or something in between there, but those usually I have to talk to people about or get online, figure that all out. But yeah, that's how it is, guys. The only problem, I do not know how I'm going to attach to this today, is these guys right here. They usually live behind me and everything. There's a nut and everything. I'm not sure how I'm going to attach this yet. I do not know. I don't know if this will get attached today. I do not know. But we are at least going to build everything else so it gets attached. So that all goes together. I want to show you a new tool as well that I got. So let me turn you here. Let me turn it around. I got this. This is the Dremel Moto saw. It's a scroll saw and everything. Got off Amazon for around $95 or something. It's really nice and everything. I mean, there is some small problems I have with it, so let me take that out. As it sits here, it's a really good tool. The only problem I have is how to. It's kind of hard to see when you're trying to get the saw blade into these two pieces here and everything. So there's that, and that's the only problem with that saw there. The other problem is this thing. So the saw comes in this case here. It's in this case, and where is it? It's got a place in the case for this to live. And you would think they would send it with it, but no. You have to buy this separate from the tool. It's like $17, and it also comes with these two knobs, which go here and there. So it's like $17 to buy that. The problem is that this thing, the tolerance for going between, let me show you real fast. It's extremely tight for both these tracks, and I don't like that. This thing is garbage. And like, in order to get it to move that smooth, I have to loosen this all the way out. But then you get the chance of it moving on you like that when you're pushing through. It's not right. I don't like that. Dremel, fix this. This needs to move through here smoothly without catching and everything. You need to work on your tolerances. Now, you guys are probably like, Ben, that looks like it's moving pretty easy. It is not. I'm forcing it through. I've actually sanded down this rod a little bit. I've put oil in these channels, which you necessarily don't want to do, because when you're cutting with wood, you don't want wood and that to get to be together and everything. That's why I usually use this for. But I don't like that, so I usually don't use this. Even though I purchased this, use it, and then a week later I was like, I can purchase this and use it to make straight cuts and everything be a lot easier. A little bit of a letdown when I got this, guys. Yeah, a little bit of a letdown. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. That's a little bit of a ramble about that. Let me turn you back around. A little bit of a ramble about my new tool. I love it and everything. I like it without that. Another thing. Now here I go again. Another thing is the port down here for your shop vac or your vacuum or whatever. Nothing fits. It comes with an adapter there, but none of the shop vac attachments will attach into it. So literally it just falls out all the time. But yeah. I'm going to be using that. We're going to be cutting some holes and then using this for the hand holes and for these pieces here. So I'm going to cut holes for these guys to recess down into. I'm probably going to put a piece of balsa wood underneath. So I'll cut all the way through this and sand it down, make it nice, and I'll put a piece of balsa wood behind it, underneath of it, to hold all this so it doesn't fall through and everything. Because these guys have a lip, so that would stop them, but this guy does not have a lip in any way. Oop, drop a bunch of sawdust there. This guy doesn't have a lip, so if I cut a hole that through there, it'll fall all the way through. But if I don't cut through enough, it'll just fall out while I'm moving around. So yeah. That's the plan for today, guys. That's what we're doing. I got a French picket here that I'm going to use for the upright and everything. I also need to cut this down for another project that I'm doing. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Oh, another tool. I'll show you that. I'll show you that when we get to that and everything. So let me get you in position and let's start cutting some wood. There we go. Got my saw here. Very careful, guys. Alright. He's on the line. Let's go to town. Fence pickets here in Northern Kentucky are like $3, so I'm trying to utilize those for other projects and everything. Gotta try and get this staple out real fast. There we go. Okay. There's that. So here is the upright for this project. Let me turn here. Move some stuff around. So it's gonna live like that. This will live here. And then let me put this like that. I'm going to cut 2 holes, and I'll use a scroll saw to do a hand hole through there so I can grab onto this. There's that. And then this is going to live around here. I'm going to probably cant that down. I do not know yet. I like to cant it down because it gives you straight on access to all this and everything. You can see it better. So yeah, that's the plan right there, I think. So yeah, we got a bit of sanding to do to get off all the burrs and everything. I got to cut holes. I'm going to cut holes in this right now. I think that's the next part we're going to do. So I'm going to take this apart, figure out those hole sizes, and then go cut those. Drill press is inside towards my area, guys. I'm not going to take you guys in there to see it. I'll just do a jump and everything. And then the back side of this will receive a piece of balsa wood to keep stuff from falling through. So that's where we're at. Let's do a jump real fast. When you guys come back, this will be cut and we'll be ready to do cut the balsa wood. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got the holes cut. This is for the upright and everything. That's where the handle's going to be. And then I drilled out holes for this. I did not drill all the way through like I said I was going to because I found I didn't have to. She's sitting there plenty as they are like this. So the soldering gun will be held here, blowtorch over here. I can have other stuff and everything. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm going to go refine this here so that I can hold this here. So we're basically just gonna nick off this and that there, make this a nice long piece, and then I'm going to probably sand over this to make it more comfortable. That's where we are. But we're going to be using the Dremel motor piece here. I gotta put the blade inside of this. So here, how you do this is very simple, guys. You just pull that off. It takes the tension off. Well, actually, first thing first, pull that up. Then work this, and it takes the tension off the blade, like that. Like I said, this is kind of the hard part because you gotta kind of work it in there. It's kind of hard to see. It's mostly done by touch. And nope, it didn't do it. Like that, and like that. Tension's up. There you go. You're ready to go. Let me show you this. So we bring it into here. I don't know if you can. Trying to see myself here, but there's a hole there where your nozzle go into, but they come with a attachment and everything that you put on it. But I just usually just do it like that. Here's your. I know you guys kind of sideways on it. We'll move that out of the way again. Here's your speed control. So it goes from 1 to 6. I usually have it at either 1 or 2, and then there's your on/off button. So watch. Very simple. I'm gonna put that there. This like that. I'm just gonna nick off these 2 pieces here. So here we go, guys. That's a lot better. It's a lot better. I just need to round over this edges a little bit to make it feel a lot better in the hand. But that is really good. I like that. So yeah, we are going to, so that'll be the base. And this one will be, I'm going to sand that down and cant that out. So it's like that kind of. Yeah, okay. So we're on to the sanding bit. Let me get this table off. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to do a couple things. And so we are on to the next part, guys. We're going to sand down all these pieces, make them a little bit better. I want to show you guys this. It's basically an eraser for your belt sanders and stuff. So it prolongs it. So if you see you got gunk and stuff in there, cleans it out. Yeah, real nice. Put a link in the description. I think this was like $10 or something off of Amazon. But yeah. So that got that, so I can do a little bit, so I can do this edge here better. But yeah, that's where we are. We're gonna round over these edges. We're gonna make it look a little bit nicer. Here we are. We're going to, let me turn this light on so you guys can see better. There we go. Sorry about that. Actually, let me take this filter off. You can see even better than that now. Okay, so that's where we're at. I'll really cut another one of these, but that's where we're at. We're gonna sand. Yeah, let's start sanding. Nice little handhold there now. So there, that's good. I'll live there. This will live somewhere around. I might like this. That's what I want. So yeah, we're gonna sand down that to where it's at kind of an angle, I think. I don't want to say 1/45 though. Okay, almost went through there. Let's get it like that. Just like that. Okay. I gotta worry about the box for the battery to hold it. What do I have? What do I have? 8 inches, I think. Give me a second, guys. Let's put some glue on. Turn the compressor back on. Some glue on this. Wipe it down. One thing I hate about acid brushes, they come off way too easily. Go there just like this. I think. That guy there. And this guy there, just like that. Okay, let's shoot some breads. Put that in the way too. Okay, that's in place. Now, these guys need to go in place. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way instead. Let's get a little bit of a... Yep, blow through. Blow through. Let it blow through. Damn. Let's go this way then. Okay, there's that side. Let's do this side now. Like that kind of. More like this, yeah. Okay, so there's those. Battery. They'll live right there, just like that, or spun around, I don't know yet. And this, no, not him, this guy. He's gonna live right there, at kind of the buffer. Okay. That was a little bit taller than that one, but it's okay. Yeah, this will work. Okay. When I'm doing these will work. Okay, so there's that. Like that. This will sit here like that. I want this above here. Probably about there. Let's put this stuff in actually. Let's see how that looks. I could put it about there, I think. Looking out my back door. Alright, where are we at? Pulled out a couple of blow-throughs that I had, and I reattached all this stuff to this. I'm gonna try, I want to have this as close to this because there's a lot of weight here. I feel the closer it is to my hand, the better control I'm gonna have when I move this and everything, instead of wanting to flop it one way or another. Yes, that was, don't do that. But yeah, I got everything reattached. I think we'll put that right there, just like that. So let's get this stuff off. Put some glue on here, and we're at nails. Okay, so I gotta move this guy down a little because it's in the hole, which is fine because I did this. Okay, there's that. That lives there. This lives there. This lives there. That lives there. Because this is a plumber strap, I can adjust those. That'll live there. Flux, and this will live here. And then the battery will act as a weight, counterweight, live there. I gotta take that clip off. I specifically bought this power adapter for this and everything. Because I got 2 of these. Is that like that? That's very nice, okay. And now I want to hang these guys there. So we're going to use, I'm not sure where they're at. Ah, here they are. Some more of these. Round. But I gotta attach this guy somehow, so. Okay. Let's see now. What can I do? What can I do? And right across there. Wait. About there, and about there. Let's see if I can get this to work without having to pre-drill. Yeah, I can do it. Let's do it like that. As I'm thinking about this, I've got to cut this thread rod, which means I have to go get some cutting goggles, because you don't cut. I've almost lost my eyes to metal in my eye, even though I was wearing cutting goggles. Yeah, I still live by the rule of wearing them. So that's gonna live there. I'm gonna cut this rod down. I got the cutter, I forgot the goggles. So I gotta go get the goggles, and then I'll put these nuts on, keep them in place. So let's do this. Okay, so these can come up. That can live like that. And these will live in here. I'm gonna make it a little bit longer though. Alright, so we're back. Took me a second. Just cutting goggles and hearing protection. So let's get this cut. I got it marked right there too. So. That. Okay. That's gonna be hot, so don't touch it then. Unless you really want to burn yourself, hurt yourself. If you're ever cutting a threaded rod, guys, put a nut on it, and you can cut it, and then you can unthread it, and it'll fix the threads. In theory. That live there, that live there, this live there, and then I'm thinking of attaching this to like here and here, because I got 4 of these. I don't know, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. I can got my flux and everything. Like I said, I've got some desolder coming that's gonna live probably here. This is for when I do stained glass windows and everything, so I just have it there because it lives with all the solder, because it is solder. But yeah, came along. This can stand straight up. I need to cut this down a little, and that's gonna live there. Yeah. I don't have anything to solder right now, sorry to say, but in the coming weeks, I might. I have a couple jobs and everything, but we do. Yeah, like that. Solder. I'll be sitting here, so that'll be like that. And I can reach back behind here, get to those. Yeah, I like it. Like I said, now we just gotta figure out how to attach these. I'm thinking of doing it off the side right there. Or I can do it down lower, like there and there. Another jump moment, guys, so I can think about this. Alright, so let's cut this down a little bit. Yep, that messed up. This is just a piece of copper pipe, guys, that I'm using to hold the soldering gun in place. Nothing special. I'm just cutting it down so it don't get this long piece sticking all the way down. There we go. There's it. Like this. And that guy's gonna sit like that. I need to make sure that this doesn't move properly, but I can do that later. Okay, that's it. Went back. So this is the mount. So these are on everything. You got this small nut here attached to that, to the lock line, and it threads into this. If this nut, the threads were longer, I would just drill a hole through here and thread a nut and it would be secure, but I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach this, like right, I think like right there. There you go. So now I got those. I didn't lose one. I know where one of these clips, alligator clips. See, this one's missing. It fell out when I pulled this all off. It's over in my area. I just gotta dig it out. I know exactly where it is, so don't worry about that. So there you go. There's that. Just gotta secure this and this better. I'll probably cut a longer. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut a longer one of these. Put 2 screws in instead of 1. Yep, that's where we're at. Again, one more stop, guys. Okay. Well, it's got the polymer strap. I'm gonna double this so it has 2 holes I can put screws in. That way it'll stay at what angle I want it to be at. There you guys go. That's a better shot of it. I got working hands here to hold stuff. Soldering irons is there. I gotta work on the copper piece. I'll just put a rivet through that and everything. That'll be fine. I can pull this out easily and everything. This is heavy enough to work like a weight to hold everything in place. That's not weird at all. I'm sorry if you're shaking. And then back behind here, I got my 3 and flux. I need to get more flux, I know. I've got this flux, and then this is the liquid flux that I got from when I do my stained glass work, but it also works for soldering electronics, so yeah, that's where it is and everything. And you just, let's see now. I love this work system, so we do that, and it comes up on that, and then you can power on, and then that's the temperature I have it at, so it's gonna heat up to that very fast, really fast. Like look, we're already at 200 degrees. Very nice. I love this works soldering gun, and then this changes out and everything, this whole length. I just recently bought some of those threaded inserts you use so you can use on 3D prints and everything. It comes with a piece you put into your soldering gun, and then you just put the thread insert onto that. It heats it up to where it melts into the plastic and threads in. I'll give you a little test of this guy. This is 44 rosin. Already hot enough to melt that. Look at that. And then I can go in, clean that off. Very simple, very easy, and it's just, I'm surprised at the size I've got it at too. It's a really small footprint to sit on my workbench, my work area. You guys see me do. Yeah, I'll fix that in a bit. But there you guys go. Yeah, these can come down and be used to hold stuff for soldering and everything. Like I said, I do cosplay while railroading or see military models. There's the occasion where I have to fix an electronic piece, like my dad's recliner. Let me turn this off real fast. My dad's recliner has is electronic and everything. It's not like an old recliner and everything where you have that's very hot. Be careful. Turn that off. Yeah. His recliner is electronic and it had this stupid connection. The worst connection I ever seen and everything. I'll put a picture of it and everything. But the connection kept coming out of the box and everything. So I went in and I unsoldered it from the board and I put a different connection on so I won't have to worry about that and everything anymore. It's just the simple things and everything. But yeah, there you guys go. There's my new soldering station. Mark 1. I can do more. I might redo this to where it's at a different angle because I do think that's a little bit of a drastic angle. Might redo this here. Definitely gonna figure out something about this because I hate this here, but I want these. So I might do something where it attaches and everything down here and the way it comes around. But I don't know. I know, guys. I know. I jumped the gun there at the ending. I ended the video and everything, and then I put everything away. Went upstairs, spent some time with the cousins because I'm babysitting them today. And, well, they're over here today being babysat. But, I had some ideas while I was upstairs doing that and everything. So, I'm going to go through with a couple of them. First things first, I'm going to put a rivet there to hold this aluminum in place. So, I'm going to just very carefully. Nothing there. So put a rivet in there, so that'll keep this from falling back out. Oop. Knocking everything over, knock everything over. Sorry guys. There we go. There you go. That's in place. This can live there. I'm not afraid of that falling or anything. Okay. So let me get that out of the way. Another thing I had an idea for is that I solder a lot of these bullet connectors together. There's 3 different sizes, but the main one I do is the smallest one. And I thought, I've got this area here. Let's drill some holes that these will sit down in so I can solder bullet connectors. these holes here, I'll clean those up. I think I'm putting some felt on the bottom of this because it's on this glass, and if I take it somewhere, put it on a table, it'd be nice not to scratch it up with this wood. So I'm gonna put a piece of felt under it real fast. So give me 1 second, I gotta get the felt. So let's see this. Bring this over here. Lay that down right there. Yeah, when you got this felt here, this actually has adhesive on the back side of it. So I'm gonna try and use that for this. There you have it, guys, right there. I know I moved back down to the garage. There's a lot more room, a lot less headache, a lot less people making noise. So I decided to come back down to the garage, give you a final overview of this, and give you the proper ending that I try to do on all my videos. Yeah, I know I gotta find this guy. I know where he is in the area. Just gotta go find him. Got this riveted in place so that does not fall anymore. So that holds that in place. Drill these holes here for the bullet connectors. One walked a little bit on me, but the others are in line. Some are a little bit deeper than others, but that's okay. Make them work. Solder here. I got some desolder wicks coming. Those will be here. This might get switched out. I do not know yet. Back here, I've got my 3 wire strippers and everything. Yeah, it's a lot better than it was. A lot better than having to go all over the place to find all these different things to flux, the solder, the soldering iron, and everything. Everything's together. I can just pick it up and go. And like I said, when I made this, I wanted to get this as close to my hand as possible to give as much, because I feel I have better control because all the weight is on this side. Not very little is on this side. So yeah. I got that, everything, so that works nicely. I'm looking for, I keep saying it, but I'm looking for these nuts, and so attached to this nut is a ball that goes into this lock line. So I'm looking for longer threads and everything, so I can just put a hole through here, and screw a nut onto the end and everything. Because I've got nuts that can attach to that and everything. That's the plan. That way I won't have this whole rig here because this is really out there. I mean, yeah. But there you guys go. Just wanted to show you guys the final result and everything. Oh, the battery comes out really easily and everything. So I can change the batteries. I love it. So much easier. So much better. So much more efficient. Because I like to be a guy who... Let me turn around. I like to be a guy who just grabs and goes his stuff. And right now, living at home, I can't do that and everything. I'm making stuff, organizers and everything, so it's just grab and go and everything. That's what I'm trying to do. So, thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I want to hear about you guys' builds. I want to hear about new methods of making stuff, new materials and everything, because there's materials out there that it might be easier for somebody to get than it is for me to get, price-wise or something. So yeah, I want to hear about that. Please go check out my Etsy and my eBay. Support me there. I do custom builds and everything, so if you guys have something you want made custom, go to my Etsy, send me an email. I'll try and hook you up and everything. I work with 3D printing. I do carpentry, welding, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I can hook you up. Please check out Alicia Miles and Mike Champagne. Those 2 artists are always in my description and everything. They are 2 talented artists and they need support. They deserve support for everything they do, so please go support them and everything. And I will see you guys next time.